Hi, this is Isabelle Litzler, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today I want to share with you the top 10 best international job boards, but before I get into the topic, I just want to share a few things with you. Well, the first one is for those of you who only want to see the Swiss job boards. They will be posted at the end, so you will have access to that. I've published a lot of videos on that topic, so it's always there for the Swiss only type of job search. I wanted also to tell you to try to keep it as wide as possible. So that's why now I'm trying to also share with you a broader perspective, because I think as times now are a bit complex and jobs might be in different locations, I think it's good to keep this global view as opposed to country-centric type of view. So that's why I'm sharing the broader job boards out there. And number 3 is whenever you have a chance to list your resume on a job board, make sure to do so. It's bringing you visibility, and maybe a recruiter will pull your resume and call you from there. So any opportunity you have to upload there, make sure that you do this. It's always helpful. And also for the Google searches, you may also find that your resume gets seen. And finally, for LinkedIn, same thing. The more that your LinkedIn is optimized and so forth, the more you will get visibility. So without further ado, let's get started for the top 10 job boards. So number 1 is Indeed. I use Indeed all the time to do a quick search to find out how many listings come up when I want to see someone's job market potential. You can find it in your country most probably, and it will default by your country where you're typing in your information. So just type it Indeed and it will be pulled up. Indeed, great tool, 200 million people on it, 60 countries, so it's huge. Number 2 is LinkedIn. I just talked about it. LinkedIn is also really big. You have the potential to find the recruiter's name, which is always useful to write your cover letter. And that's where you have some of the best companies posting now, because they're using LinkedIn as an all integrated tool to do the searches for candidates, etc. So you have to include LinkedIn in this top 10. Number 3 is Glassdoor. So Glassdoor is also interesting from a research standpoint on which companies are out there, what kind of information do employees share, what kind of salaries. So for the question, for those of you, what are some of the salaries? Glassdoor is definitely a resource and something to look at for sure. Number 4 is Monster. So I've used Monster myself when I started looking for a job back in my 20s. I always found opportunities via Monster. I was living in the US at that time. So I'm not sure, depending on where you're looking for a position at the moment, but you can download the app, because I find that it's hard to find the actual listings online on the computer. But if you download the app, you probably have access to a lot of jobs worldwide. So number 4 is Monster. Number 5 is Craiglist. So Craigslist is actually more, again, US-centric. I like the idea of Craigslist because for those organizations that don't have a lot of money for advertising or using the bigger job boards, which tend to be more expensive, you may find they post on Craigslist. And especially those of you who are working in not-for-profits, etc., they tend to use that quite a bit. So Craigslist, definitely recommend it. Number 5. Number 6 is, it's the big one in the US, also very known there. It's Careerbuilder. But again, keeping in mind that some positions may be flaunting around, you may find positions also that are not really worried about the location, which will be more and more the case. So you could be living in one country and working, finding a position listed under different countries. So that's why I want you to keep your mind open, especially if you're a digital native, meaning that you work on digital. Location will be less and less important, and it's more about your skills and what you can bring to, what value you're bringing to the organization. So I want you to take a little bit of a stand out of location and job and company, and think more about skills and value and working online for 2020. Number 7 is Dice. So talking about tech, Dice is the tech platform worldwide. So if you're looking for a position, it could be a great idea to check it out. I will, as I'm doing research, I will probably find more and more places where you can find tech jobs, but Dice seemed like a very interesting platform to check. Number 8 is Upwork. So this is for freelancers, but it could also be for you a great way to work while you're looking for a job and position yourself as a freelancer. So I'm just putting the idea out there, as opposed to finding those permanent positions, which would be a harder job at the moment. Why not consider going online as a freelancer and doing your resume online and getting employment that way? So Upwork is probably one of the higher end type of freelancer site, and the salaries tend to be quite high as well per the hour. So definitely recommend Upwork. Number 9 is Gigajobs.com. So that's also something I found recently. Could be some opportunities there. Just leave it for you to check. And number 10, I would put it out there with Careerbuilder. It's called Careerjet. Again, US-centric, but could find also some other positions there. So something to check as well. I will post below also other job boards that I found that I'm not going to list here. They're a little bit less known maybe or less big, but they're interesting to check. So the final word for this is that you don't know where your next opportunity will come from. So I will keep it broad for you. Keep it flexible. Also look at flexibility and being broad in your job search, considering things that maybe you didn't consider before in terms of what could be maybe a position around what you're doing right now. So looking at skills a little bit. Again, what could you do as skills, and being very open geographically is what's going to speed up your finding your next job or your employment opportunity. So if you have any questions, feel free to post below. I will talk to you soon.